In front of me today, you find our latest edition, the RS3 8Y Gen 2 carbon front grille that you've all been waiting for. We are going to talk you through the steps on our shop car behind us, what is involved, and the details of removing the front bumper so that we can go ahead and fit our brand new grille. Let's move on to the front of the bumper. Some tools that you're going to need today. Trim tools are always your best friend. You're going to need some T25s, a T30, and some different bits and pieces once you go ahead with the removal process, which we are going to be there along with you for the ride.
Now moving on to the top side of the vehicle, here we have our grille insert that we must remove. For the purposes of the video, we have removed all of the other clips. We are going to need to remove these clips for the insert to pop out. Once those clips remove, you're going to tilt the insert up and slide. Very simple, very easy. Underneath that insert, we do have 3 T30s that need to be removed that hold tension on the grille. For the purposes of the video, we've also removed these other 2. This is what it's going to look like.
Okay, we're going to move you on to our main fitting man, Devon. No, he is not a hairdresser, but he's got the looks to follow. So, Dev's going to pass on over. He's going to tell you exactly what's needed to start with our front bumper.
Hello everyone, here we have a RS3 8Y in the shop today. We are going to be looking underneath the front lip. We do have a few screws we need to disassemble from the vehicle. We have T25 spanning all the way under the lip from the driver's side to the passenger side. So once you get a flashlight in your head underneath the lip, you'll be able to see these pretty easily. We also have in the center of the belly pan 3 T30s. Those are going to be T30s. 1, 2, and 3. All right, we have a few screws that we need to take out before we can take this front bumper off. We do have on the inside 2 T25s that we need to remove. There will be one on the bottom, and there's also going to be one, if you look a little above, in this area, right by my index finger. Those are going to be 2 T25s that we need to remove. Slightly above those, we're also going to have a T30 that goes vertical through the bumper and meets the fender bracket. That T30 needs to be removed as well. Before we proceed with the front bumper removal, there is a washer line we do need to disconnect. It will be located behind the driver fender liner, and it is easily accessed. There is a quick disconnect fitting that will be blue. It is imperative to press from the back side of this quick disconnect fitting, or else it will not release the washer line. You have to press inward from the back side of the line, pull down a tad bit, and the line will release.
Now that we have all the screws and fixings removed from the bumper, it's time to go ahead and remove the bumper from the car. Please ensure to use some masking tape around the bottom side of the bumper and on the underside of the headlight. We do not want any damage to the bumper or the headlights. Okay, myself and Dev are now going to go ahead and remove the bumper from the car. We are going to slowly work it away towards ourselves and then towards yourself behind the camera. So let's go ahead and pull that out gently. And with a little wiggle, it's going to just pop on forward. Now that we have the bumper off, you'll see that there are 2 plugs that are located on the front side. We are going to need to disconnect both of these 2 plugs, and that we already have the water hose removed. The front bumper is going to simply come off the vehicle. Now with the bumper off the car, the fun begins. We are going to go ahead, we are going to remove the original grille surround from the bumper and replace it with our lovely new carbon edition. So let's get to work. From the back side of the bumper, we are going to need to remove with a T25 the holder that connects to the water washer jets. Do not use a power tool. Make sure to use handheld ratchets with all of these delicate fixings on the back side. Now that we have the 2 T25s removed, we are going to then disconnect the water jet hose here, and you will now see that there are two little teeth that sit on a notch on the inside of the washer jet, which we are going to need to disconnect. The easiest way to do this is actually pushing it through the front side of the bumper and then working on the front side. We definitely recommend having a helping pair of hands with this. Using a flathead screwdriver or a small pick tool, you are going to gently work up the teeth on the edges of the notch on both sides, and that will release the front washer jet from the motor itself. Moving on to the back side of the bumper, we are now needing to remove the grille frame, which is a very time-consuming process. So do take your time. You're going to need a good set of helping hands with you, a tresser. Ensure that you've got lots of foam and tape on the tresser, as you will be flipping the bumper over a couple times as you maneuver all the components out of the back of the bumper. 3 screws here, we've got some more screws down in our bottom area over here. Moving on along the bottom of the grille, there are no screws over there. We've then got the matching on this side. We then have some more over on this top side, and then we have a good bunch that run all the way along the top side of the bumper. And now we are going to demonstrate how to remove the plastic trim which holds the bumper to the backside of the grille frame support, which is this plastic piece we are showing here. On this side, we have already removed it, so this is how it will look once you have removed this piece, which we will then put back into place after we have fitted the carbon grille. So we're going to show you what needs to be done on this side. You are going to remove the washer hose line, which just clips up and off. Okay, next you have a few small tabs which are also going to just pop up and off. Take your time while doing this. So once you have the new grille back in place, these will slide straight back onto the plastic tabs. Right, so with that out of place, you are now going to work your way from the top, and you're going to slip off the small little sensor as well. You can just hang this little, probably best to just unclip the small tab like so. Run that down. You can then unclip this small plastic piece, which will then allow the plastic trim that holds everything in place to slowly work away from the bumper. So the last 2 clips that are going to hold this in place are these 2 here, which you can actually see the red clips from the bumper itself. So as soon as you disengage that, this whole piece will come out. Make sure to take a video before and after of how that slots into place. That is what holds the bumper and the back of the grille support in place. You have a right and a left, and it sits like such once you have that back positioned behind the water washer jet. The next step is moving on to these bumper clips on the back side here, as we like to call it, the little V. Once you have removed and worked your way with a plastic trim tool to push these through, along with the tabs on the back of these gloss black pieces, you will then be able to dislodge the frame from the bumper like such. You can see that clearly there. Once you have that on both sides, next we are needing to remove this plastic trim on the inside. There are a whole bunch of tabs holding it in place. You're going to work your way along. do not disconnect the center radar sensor, but do disconnect the park distance control sensors, as I would hate for you while you're pulling this up to damage any of the wires. So please disconnect these, remove all of the tabs on the inside. They run all the way on the inside, and once you have done that, you can move this plastic piece up into the top side of the backing, which will then give you access to the remaining red bumper tabs, which run all the way along the center here. So we are getting there. We're about 80% of the way. Once you have removed that centerpiece, that gives you access to all of these tabs on the inside, which we can now start to work away from the bumper. So rewind from the last step. Before we go ahead and work the red tabs, we actually have to slide up the lower belly pan just like such. Sliding the belly pan up will allow us to then pull the grille out. If you do not slide this out, it actually locks the lower part of the grille in place like such. So you have to remove the lower belly pan up and away. You do not need to pull it away completely, as you do have the water washer jets connected to it. So just like such will allow you to then gain access to these lower clips, and you can then pull the full grille out from the backside of the bumper. So Dev's going to demonstrate how we have already dislodged all the little clips on this side, working with our trim tool. And as you can see, there we go. So to make your life easier on the back side, we would recommend disconnecting the cable onto the back of the camera. That will ease up the tension on the grille and allow you to remove the grille frame, which we have in front of us, with ease. Now that we have dislodged the grille and frame from the lower part of the bumper and have removed it from the bumper, we are going to now remove the center frame from the outside of the original gloss black grille, which you can see we are going to work our way all the way along, and it will slowly start to pop out of the original gloss black grille. And the center frame soon will be off, and we will be able to transfer that over onto the backside of the new grille. Now that we have both grills in front of us, we also have the backside of the original grille, the center section. We are going to have a look over the two grills, compare them side by side. They are identical, the two grills. We have made the carbon grille to be an absolute identical replica of the factory grille in full dry carbon fiber with ABS injected molding locations and mounting points. So let's go ahead, let's flip the carbon grille over first. Okay, and we are going to go ahead and do the same thing on the original grille, just so we can show you what they both look like on the back side. Okay, so on the back side, you'll see that we have all the original clip and mounting point locations on both grills. If I take a little flyby over them both grills have the same mounting points. You have the small T25s, 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are on our same grill. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You also are going to remove the small little covers which hold the washer, the headlight washer jets in place. We have these two on both sides. It is a simple method of simply twisting them and clipping them out of place, and they will pop out. These are just holders for transportation reasons. Our next step, we are going to take the center section of the original grille and we are going to transfer it over onto the center of the carbon fiber grille, the same as when we removed it from the original. So you will see that all of the lower clip hole locations all the way along the bottom side, and all of the small T25 hole locations, you've got our one hole location here, and along the top side, you will see that you need to slowly work your way around, engaging all of the clips. These on the top side need to go underneath the grille frame. So you're going to work your way all along, and in the next steps we are going to show you what it looks like once we have engaged all of the clips into the back of the carbon grille. We have now gone ahead and pressed the center of the grille into the grille frame, and you will see that all the original clips all the way along, and in the top side here you can see the fitment. We have clipped everything into position as per the original. You're now going to go ahead with the T25s in the 4 locations: bottom, top, left, right hand corner. You're going to go ahead and screw those into position. They are extra supports alongside all of the clip mounting point locations.
Here we are going to demonstrate the removal of the washer lamp housing cover. This bracket is going to be removed, so we are going to work with a tiny pry tool. The inside of this bracket, there is 2 tabs that slide into it. We're going to wedge it very gently, not a lot of force is needed. We wedge it from the inside, the bracket should release, and once it releases, the headlamp washer cover will be removed.
We have now flipped the grille back over so that we can take a look at the 2 side by side. What a thing of rare beauty. Next, Dev is going to demonstrate and walk you through how to reinstall the front Audi emblem back on to the grille.
If we observe the back side of the emblem, there is 1, 2, 3, 4 hole locations. Firstly, we're going to insert the emblem gently into the grille. Position it very carefully, apply a little bit of force down to clip it in secure position. Flip over and start by hand inserting your 4 T25s back into the emblem.
Next step, we are going to transfer over the little spritzer headlight washer jet into the new carbon fiber front trim. So Dev's going to demonstrate how to pop this out and transfer it over. You've got 2 little pins that are held in the tab locations. Using a trim tool or a flathead screwdriver, you're going to be able to pop them out like such. And now you're going to be able to transfer it over into the front carbon trim using the same hole locations as the OEM unit. As simple as that. We are then going to talk you through the next steps of adding the support arm brackets onto the inside of the grille and fixing them back onto the front headlight trims. Next, we have positioned the headlight washer trim on the underside of the grille, and we have gone ahead on the back side and positioned the trim pieces, the sleeves, onto the back side. You will know that you have it in the right position as there is a small hole location for the back of the support trim that slots into place. So we are going to now flip the grille over Now that we have the grille over, you're definitely going to need a helping hand as we are going to demonstrate how to get the little teeth all the way up the notch to ensure that when the grille goes back onto the car, that the front trim is pulled in securely and it sits flush on the face side of the grille. Next, we are going to show you with a helping hand and demonstrate what needs to be done through the back and the front on these small little notches with the teeth. You'll see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little notches that the teeth need to move down. The teeth need to move down all the way to the last notch on the trims. So Dev's gonna show you with a small little pick of how we work the notches, how we work the little teeth down the notch. Here's an example of the teeth. You can see them here, that there are these teeth up the ring, and then you've got the little teeth on the physical washer jet itself, and you're going to have to get to the last possible line. With a bit of movement and play, you will get it there to ensure that this line is flush up against the headlight washer holder itself. Now that you have the washer units back into position and you have the teeth all the way up to the furthest point on the notch, you're going to go ahead with the factory T25 screws and you're going to screw them back into position. We do recommend a hand screwdriver, as we have pilot holes for the screws to start off with in position. Once you have started the thread, go ahead with a ratchet and hand tighten the screws up. We now have the grille positioned back onto the bumper. The most important thing is this bottom under tray, which in our original video removing the original front grille, we had to move up and out of the way so that the grille can firstly slide over the bottom part of the bumper, and this stays away. Once we have the grille slotted over the bottom of the bumper, this then slots over and above the top of the grille. So we're going to try and demonstrate now flipping the bumper flat onto its face side. Right. We can now work around the front of the grille and we can demonstrate what we have done. So we've added some masking tape along the sides here just to ensure that when you are mocking up the grille onto the bumper, we do not scratch any paintwork. Make sure to remove this prior to clipping these in, as it will be a bit difficult. We are then going to start along the front side here, running along. We are going to clip the grille in firstly along the bottom section and then work our way along the sides and then clipping in the side pieces and work our way from there before we reinstall the belly under panel onto the back side of the grille. We have now got the bumper flipped back on its top side. We have done a pretty good job of clipping in the grille and clipping it into the sides. What we are now going to do to allow the support of the bumper, we are going to slide the bumper under support panel back onto it. So what you will see is we're going to slide it in position like such, and the bottom red tabs as shown here need to slide under the bottom pieces of the under panel. So the panel is going to come up and over, and we are then going to get it lined up so the under clips, these red tabs, slide through the tabs on the underside. You'll have them running along. Once you have them in place, you can then press them forward and they will clip into place. That will be the under panel back in place, and that will give you a whole load more support. And you can then go on to the underside, which we will show you shortly, and you can secure the T25s back into position, which will have a lot more support on the bumper. Right about now, the back side of the bumper should be looking a little like this. The grille should be all intact. You have all the clip locations from the bumper that have been pushed all the way through. The plastic trims here have also been pushed all the way through, along with all the bottom clips along the bottom of the bumper. So the next thing we are going to show you is adding back on the brackets that hold the grille and the side of the bumper together. So they're going to slide through the headlight washer jet holder. They're going to slide through it, and they are then going to clip into place in this left-hand corner. Okay, so working our way along the top, we are going to clip in the trim into the carbon grille. Dev is going to show you now. We're going to press it up into place. That is going to clip in along with that one. You're then going to work your way around the top of the bumper itself, and you're going to have to just flex the bumper out to get it into position, and you can then push the tabs through and they will clip into place onto the bumper and onto the carbon grille on the top side. So you're going to go ahead and follow that same procedure over on the left-hand side with the bumper support brackets.
Bracket.
Moving on to the park distance control wiring loom bracket, this slots back into the bumper bracket that we just installed. It slides in and then clips into location like such. We are then going to run the wiring loom back into the PDC. And we are good to go ahead and clip it into place. And that is it secure. Next up, we can also go ahead and connect our water washer jets. You will hear a clip. You can then go ahead and connect all the tabs back into place onto the peg hole locations, securing everything up. You are going to go ahead and do the exact same thing over on the left-hand side. One small thing to note, which we should not have done, but we did just so we could have everything together and it added a bit more support to the bumper, was the lower belly pan protector. So we actually need to slide this up just a little bit, just about an inch, and that will allow us to then take our final piece of the puzzle and slot it into position, which is our front radar detector sensor, and that slots into place like such into these hole locations along with T25s, and we are able to then push that in place when we have it located correctly above the tabs. And once that is back into position, we can then slide our front bumper belly pan back into position, which will hold everything together like a puzzle. That is the grille installation all completed. We have added all of the T25 screws back into position. There are a good few that need to go back in as we work our way along the top. We have now also added in all of the park distance control sensors, running all the way up to this one in the corner. Running along the way back, we have connected all the front headlight washer jets. The only final ones will be this one on the left-hand side, which is going to connect into our main hose assembly on the driver's side in the US. And then we are also going to connect our two sensors that we have on this side. We have our two sensors which we're going to connect finally once we have the bumper back in place. Other than that, it is a successful install, all plug and play. OEM, the only thing we do recommend is definitely having a helping hand. We would say estimate 4 to 5 hours for installation. If you are doing it at home, you may need a little bit of extra time added to that. And with a helping hand, what we did find and make things a whole lot easier was on this underside section, you needed to pinch this little plastic trim piece and the front of the grille together so that this all pulled together nicely. So pushing from the underside and a hand on the top side, and that is everything back in place along with the Audi badge on the front. We are now going to go ahead and show you the steps. It is in reverse, putting the bumper back onto the vehicle.
Here we are putting the bumper back on the vehicle. Prior to removal of the bumper, we did have a catch can on the floor that stored our washer fluid. If the catch can is clean, you can reuse that fluid and dump it right back into the reservoir, no problem. First things first, for our bumper going back on the vehicle, we need to be masking the headlamp and where the bumper meets the fender. This is very important to prevent any scratches. We do not want any mess ups. They can happen very easily. Prepare the right way, it won't happen. Headlight and fender, masking tape. We also have 2 body harness connectors that need to be reconnected into the front bumper before the bumper sits on the vehicle. This controls your radar and proximity sensors. It will set a malfunction if you don't connect them. We're going to connect them. And we also have a washer line that we need to reconnect. So before the bumper goes back on, we're going to gently connect these into their sensors. You'll hear a click when they're properly secured. The security tab needs to be pressed down after that click. Now our washer line. It's a quick disconnect fitting. All you have to do is press the washer line back down into the line, and it will click back into position. Now we are ready to put it back on the vehicle.
That is the bumper all back fitted up on the vehicle. Make sure to do the reverse process exactly as when you removed the bumper from the car. All of the original screws back in place, all the T25s, the T30 on the inside of the arch liner, and then moving on to the top part, you have the original panel cover, which goes back on with the push rivet plugs. We are going to head out shortly, get some beautiful photos and some media content of our front elements, along with our newly fitted grille at Automotive Passion. I hope that video has helped anyone when it comes to removing a bumper from the RS3 8Y.